With the 23rd pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Laquon Treadwell, wide receiver, Ole Miss.
Hey, Eagle Brook, I'm here with Laquon Treadwell from the Minnesota Vikings, and we're in a series right now called I've Got Issues. I've got issues. You've got issues. We've all got issues. And this message is about approval. So many of us want other people's approval, and really what we should desire is God's approval. And so we thought it would be interesting to sit down with someone who on a daily basis deals with praise and criticism because of their profession. So Laquon, thank you so much for joining us today, and tell me a little bit about your background.
Originally, I'm from Chicago, Chicago, Illinois, south suburb. Pretty bad neighborhood, single mom, 6 kids in the house, trying to figure it out. My love for football was everything to me. It was my way out. It was my way to challenge myself as a man on and off the field. And, I just fell in love with it. And, it's been a part of my life ever since.
So you had an amazing amount of success in high school in Chicago. You were the #1 receiver all throughout the country. You went off to Ole Miss, set records in the SEC. I mean, it was just amazing. Talk to me a little bit about how do you handle the praise? Like people, "Oh, you're the greatest, you're doing so well, you're a superstar." Like how do you remain humble through all those kinds of things?
Yeah, I think it's two sides to it. Obviously, going out on the field and believing in yourself to the point where other people believe in you and like feeling that positive energy, knowing that the fans got your back, that feels good. But that's good when you're doing good. Now, there's the opposite side, which I learned about once I got to the NFL. Like once you're not doing good, those same fans are not going to give you that leeway. Majority of them, they're not here for you. They were here for the game and want to see good performances on the field, and reality sets in.
Well, let's talk about that, because I've often said people forget sometimes that an athlete is a real person. You were drafted 23rd overall, first round of the NFL draft, and you went through some struggles, and things don't go as you planned. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, when I first was drafted and things didn't go as I thought it would go, it was devastating. It was like a heartbreaking experience. I felt useless. I felt like everything I worked for really didn't matter to no one. It was times where I would just cry. Seriously, I would just cry. It's hard as a young player, especially coming into something that, you had these high hopes for and want to achieve certain goals and fall short, and everyone else is letting you know you fell short. So I just had to give it up. Like, I can't do it. I trust you, God. Like, just help me out. I make sure I know why I'm playing and not selfish reasons, but, to help the team win and to glorify God and just make sure I'm taking the right steps in life.
How do you block out some of that noise and negative criticism from people?
It didn't get bad for me until I made it to the NFL. And once I made it to the NFL, I said, wow, this is something I've never been through. So I had to really shut down a lot of my social medias due to the fact of my mental state. Every time I looked up, it was someone saying something bad about me. It's just hard. You haven't even had the opportunity to say, no, this is who I am. This is what I represent, this is what I stand for. But then it's to be expected because it's part of the business. So, I just grew mentally more and more and just started to figure out ways to continue to bring myself to a positive state of mind. And through it all, I've learned so much, and I came out a better person from it. So I just stay focused on what matters and just not letting anyone on the outside affect who I am on the inside.
So you're going through that struggle. How did you learn to find your acceptance in God and not just from other people?
It's actually super hard. I cannot lie. What I do positive affirmations. I start with I am a child of God, and I just start telling myself what I am. I know I'm a husband, I know I'm a father, I know I'm a mentor, I know I'm a role model. And then once I continue to repeat that to myself, it allows me to start fresh that next day. And as I continue to grow my faith, and I continue to learn the word and just continue to reshape my life and reshape my mind, and I just got better with it.
Third down, it's Cousins, firing complete, touchdown, Laquon Treadwell.
It's all short-lived, fan will praise you today, they'll tear you down tomorrow. And once you realize that, and once you're able to accept that, you'll understand why God is so important and know where my faith stands and know where my foundation is, and that's in God. And, tough times are still going to come, but I still have to continue to remind myself of, what God has promised me and what God means in my life.